Okay, let's have a look at Starmer's response to Trump on the speakerphone.
Thank you, Mr. President, Donald, and this is a really fantastic, historic day in which we can announce this deal between our two great countries. Now,
you see him doing the British politician hands. Even when he's sat at the table, he can't help himself but to do. I mean, he's all but doing the this one, right? This one's quite a standard one. Yeah, Americans, you guys got it with a couple of yours, but it's quite standard here. And this one too. Putting it forward. Have you guys ever watched Ghosts? Tell me you've watched Ghosts. It's one of the most recent, greatest comedy shows to come out of the UK. I know it's really popular in the US, and you guys have your own version now, which I do need to watch because I ended up loving The Office US. That was a bit of a lightning in a bottle thing though, do you know what I mean? But there's the politician guy, right? And he used to be, was he a prime minister? No, he was an MP. That guy, the politician, and he's constantly doing this, right? As he starts talking and he gets into his politician thing, you start seeing the hands come out as he's like putting forward his points on.
You know, you're acting like a complete baby. Do you know that? I mean, well, you are a baby, but you know, that's not the point.
He's doing it on the table. He's doing it on the table.
I think it's a real tribute to the history that we have of working so closely together. This is going to boost trade between and across our countries. It's going to not only protect jobs but create jobs.
I see what you're doing there, Mr. Starmer. I don't agree with any of this thing, right? Just, I mean, essentially, politics, diplomacy, because I'm like, well, I'd be telling him to piss the off. But I'm not the most diplomatic, and that's why I know I would be a bad politician, because I'll be swearing a lot. Okay. But it's almost as if he's saying essentially everything that he wants to hear. Now, yes, obviously we can look at that in the sense that he's saying everything that he wants to hear, as in bending the knee. He's just sort of kissing the ring, licking the ring, capitulating, or whatever the word is. And that's absolutely true. I do think that's a large part of what's happening here, just to get the situation to freaking end, because we've got so many other things going on. Just even if he didn't win, or even if he won and he just sat as a orange jelly lump on that chair doing nothing, we would still have all our own stuff. So it does seem like there's a part of this where like Starmer's like, can we just freaking get this over and done with and sort it out so we can get on with this other stuff that we need to be dealing with, right? A little bit. So I do think definitely that is what he's doing, but it's almost as if he's saying what he wants to saying what Trump wants to hear, to make it seem as if he's going along with it, because nothing has been set in stone just yet, and there are no final details that they've had to necessarily fully agree on. Starmer can just say, yep, this is good, it's exactly what you want, it's going to bring in this, it's going to bring in that, I'm just essentially going to do a you, Trump, right now. I'm just going to say all of the yep, it's this, it's that, it's perfect, it's this, blah, 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 blah. And then we'll talk again in 2 weeks. And then that's when I'm going to say, no.
And as we were 80 years ago, with the UK and the US standing side by side, I think is incredibly important and makes this truly historic.
I mean, what are we agreeing to? It kind of feels a little bit like this is probably going to end up in one of those situations where we just agree to the same thing that has always been there. You know, like we've always had like a, 10% tariff, or they've had a 10% tariff. I think it's just going to be the same as it's always been. And like he will probably just claim this as a win, right? Both of them probably, because trust me, Starmer needs a win right now as well. All UK politicians always need a win. Not 100%, not 100%. But generally most of the time, whoever really is in power or not just really needs a win all of the time. You know, so this is probably what they're both trying to get out of this here, is like, let's just say that it's done, work out the finer details, probably end up with something very similar, maybe some adjustments or some promises or agreements for the future. You know, within 10 years, we will have upped imports of auto industry by 15% or something like that. Essentially, you know, because then again, the hopes is probably on Starmer's part, to be honest with you, the hopes is that it kind of blows over a little bit, that obviously he's not going to be in power forever. The hopes being that even maybe by the midterms, he might have his comeuppance, or whoever comes in next might be a little bit more sympathetic, empathetic, even if they are red. I don't know. What world are we living in? Because there is literally no predictions. Although I will say, Nostradamus is sounding quite on point right now in that one prediction that he made that I can't remember which one it was. So probably just end up here as everybody gets to claim it as a win. Hey, look, we did something. I, Starmer, get a win because I'm pretty crap at my job. And then for Trump, yeah, he gets to say, look, I made a trade deal with a really big country. Obviously, we're tiny, but we just have presence in the world and stuff or whatever. And look, I did a thing. That just really seems like what both of them are just getting out of this here is, hey, look, see world, I did a thing. See country, I did a thing. Give me a big green check mark and say that you like me. And certainly nothing's going to change imminently either. But then again, you know, I think that we all knew this. It's posturing, isn't it? As is most of Trump's way of getting things done. I'm not saying that it's not a useful tactic, tool to have in your handbag of life, your toolbox of life. But obviously that's just kind of the only one that he really has. It's just going to posture and posture and posture. But then I'm going to wonder why people don't take me seriously when I'm trying to be serious. But you're presenting with the label of being the thing, but the product inside is not the same. So when we open the product and are disappointed and don't want to use it anymore, why are you getting confused? You know, and obviously a lot of people are not happy with Starmer. They were not happy, even the ones that voted for him. A lot of people here are in a very similar position-ish to a lot of American voters, where people just feel like they don't have a choice, because it's like no matter if I choose blue or red, I seem to be getting the same thing, especially for those in the communities of the salt of the earth people who actually make up most of the population of this country. They just feel like they're not being listened to. They feel like they're not being heard. And when they do vote somebody in, obviously not to the extent, drama queen, that Trump is, or the Trump administration is, but I can completely understand where people are coming from here when it's just like, great, like we voted to get ourselves out of the ridiculous mess that we had with Conservatives for 14 years. And then you vote somebody in and they still don't have your best interests. It's just the lesser of two evils or something like that, whatever. Don't even get me started on Farage. Like, I completely disagree with him. That man literally is proven time and time again to just not know what he is doing in the simplest of terms. But when people feel like they don't have a choice, or the other two options have proven themselves also inept, what on earth are we supposed to do? I don't even know. I'm not even going to sit here and say this is a bad trade deal, this is a bad, because it's not even going to be anything. It's not going to be anything. It's not going to mean anything. Nothing is going to change. It's going to be promises for the future that he's probably Starmer's going to hope it just blows over by the time he does whatever it is that he's going to do, or he's out, or somebody else is in the presidency or something, and then we can make some more trade agreements then. Hey, maybe you guys will get some of our cheese, and then you get to taste what real cheese tastes like. That'd be nice for you. I'd love that for you guys. It's going to blow your minds.